What's up? I got something pretty cool here I wanted to show you, talk about on my Instagram. This is my Gibson Les Paul, but I've jazzed it up and it's now my signature, homemade signature. I added my own style to it and I love it. I love how it turned out. It is a Gibson Les Paul double cut tribute. So it's like, if you've probably seen a Les Paul, they're one of the most popular guitars ever. But this one's a little different. And the main reason is because it has a double cut. So there's a cutaway at the bottom, like there usually would be, and then there's one at the top, instead of a round shape. I just like that more. It's more rebellious, I guess. I don't know. Because I had a Les Paul, like a regular one, but it was an Epiphone, which are cheaper. It was good for the price. It was beautiful, but I wanted something new. I wanted something better. I saw this guy, or not this one, but we had a few at Guitar Center, the one I work at. I thought it was pretty cool, but the one there only had one pickup in it. So I went all the way to the Guitar Center in Hollandale because they had one left of this with the two pickups. I tested it out, it was really cool, and I bought it. So I've loved it. I love how it sounds. It has P90 pickups, which aren't in too many guitars. It's really punchy sounding, and it's really good for the type of music that I'm making, whatever the type it is. The pick art on this Les Paul is a lot bigger than regular because it's covering the electronics, so I'm like, let's do something with that. So I ordered a roll of vinyl. The design of it is, it's called turned aluminum, and this I took inspiration from a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. On the dashes on the 70s generation, they had this turned aluminum on the dash, and it looks really cool. So I'm like, let's put that on my guitar. I ordered on eBay a roll of it. It's already adhesive, so I stuck the pick guard. I took the pick guard off, put it on the roll of adhesive, and I had my dad do this because I'm really bad at this kind of stuff. We got an X-Acto knife, and he traced around the pick guard. It turned out pretty good. It's still sticking for the most part, and it looks really cool. It's really cool in the light. It reflects really nice. It's flashy, and yeah, it's just a cool little touch. I mean, if you know cars, I guess maybe you might recognize that. And yeah, I just love that kind of stuff. It's a little Easter egg, I guess. Because I drive a Pontiac Firebird. It's a 2000, so it doesn't have that cool design on it, but you know, it's one of my favorite cars, so I'm like, let's put it on my guitar. To go along with that, on the fretboard, instead of having just the regular dots that came on the guitar, I got dice. Because what's a classic car without fuzzy dice? I found these on Amazon or something. They're really good. They're not stickers. They're also vinyl. So I didn't screw up my guitar, if that's what you're thinking. They turned out really good. I had my girlfriend help me. She was better at this than me, aligning them properly. And they're really neat how like the number of dots on them corresponds to the fret number, which I didn't even realize that till like later, which is why the first two don't correspond, but we don't talk about that. So I really love it. It's a nice touch to it. Another thing is I added an actual dice on the volume knob here. And this is the master volume. It's a 2 on the dice, facing front, it's a 2. I don't know, it came with 2 of them, but I didn't want to put it on the tone knob because I just don't want to overdo it. I didn't want to be that guy that put dice everywhere on his guitar. So I put it on one of the volume pots, and I think it's really cool. It just matches the overall aesthetic, inspired by classic cars, because I mean I just love classic cars. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really not a car guy. I don't know much about cars. I don't really care too much about engines and stuff, but I just love classic cars, and yeah, I just wanted to incorporate that here because I do incorporate it in the music I've been writing lyrically, and just because I just love listening to music in my car, just blasting it. I feel like that's what music is meant for. Like when I'm making songs, I'm like, this is something I want to be able to just cruise around in, blasting on the radio, bopping to it with my friend or my girlfriend, and that's really what drives me as a musician. It's stuff like that, so I just wanted to incorporate that in my own style on my Gibson. Oh, one other thing I noticed on this guitar is because it's such a simple guitar, it has like a satin finish. It's really not that well protected. But I like it because you can kind of feel the grain of the wood, and with that I realized there's already wear on the neck here at the bottom. You can see that. At first I didn't realize what this was because that's never really happened to my guitars. I was like, maybe did I buy it like this and not realize it? But it's really cool. I thought it's because of my ring. So when I play, it's scraping on the wood, and you know, I'm not gonna whine about it like, oh, my guitar, I broke the finish. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's like an imprint of like, I play this guitar. Yeah, that's my Gibson Les Paul.